Good morning, everybody. We're over here at CBR.com. From Buffy to Star Wars, it's time to end this troublesome trope. This by Brenna Cole. Buffy's Dark Willow kicked off a trend of corrupting female heroes that's gone from Star Wars to Game of Thrones and sends a terrible message. This article is funny. I just kind of skimmed through it last night and read it this morning. And this writer, Brenna Cole, her issue is with the fact that they made females bad. They made females bad. It's okay for a male character to turn evil after being, somewhat of a protagonist. But for a female who is initially introduced as a protagonist to be portrayed as an antagonist, well, that's just bigotry. That's just bigotry right there. And how dare you? How dare you? This they call it a trope, okay? Now, this doesn't just exist for female characters. This exists for male characters as well. But to make a female character bad in 2022 is she cannot be evil. She cannot just be a bad person. She has to have been scorned, double-crossed, or wronged by a man, and her entire arc has to be based on revenge against men. That is what they want. Because it shows the I'm woman, hear me roar. I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, and so on and so forth. And it's tiresome. That's tiresome. It's not troublesome. It's tiresome to have to come back and be told that I'm a sexist or I'm a misogynist, because I think these complaints about characters and writing are stupid because they're made by people who have no creativity or writing capability whatsoever. I wrote a script yesterday for my Russian video that I did, the Russian character that I play, and I wrote that entire script in 20 minutes. I can write better than most of these people who are on shows. I need to write a book, I really do, and if it wasn't for time constraints, I'd love to, because I come out here and I'm a pop culture commentator. That's what I do. I review things, and you always get you'll get inevitably people who will tell you, well, why don't you just stop complaining and create something yourself? And it's like, I do. I create comedy. I have a wonderful team of people around me who, we do comedy the way it's supposed to be done. There's no, the only limitations we have on the scope of what we can do and what we can parody and what we can make fun of is community guidelines by YouTube. And I say that not because, we're just going to go full fucking racial epithet. No. But YouTube censors everything. They censor everything. Especially from people like me. And that's sad. Because YouTube, when I started, way back before my initial this channel, YouTube was the Wild West. The Wild, Wild West. And you could just upload content, and then you didn't have to worry about all the bullshit you do now with, oh my God, I said, that this person is a, animal bathing enthusiast, even though they are in reality an animal bathing enthusiast. You guys know what I'm talking about. But you can't say that on YouTube because they are, which way does YouTube lean? Go ahead. I'll let you guys answer at home. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Exactly. They don't lean, I have to remember I'm on camera, they don't lean this way, they lean this way. I'm doing that for the benefit of those you watch me. I'm moving from left to right. No, but they do. They lean a certain way, and they protect a certain kind of creator, and they push their content. Now, I'm not saying that if somebody's content is good, it shouldn't be pushed in the algorithm. But what I'm saying is they bury certain kinds of content from certain kinds of creators in the algorithms too. And it's true, they do. They do. That's why they take these little surveys and ask you, gender identity, ethnicity. They do. They ask you these things, and I never answer them. What I am. I never answer that. I'm like, no. If they've reviewed my channel, they know exactly who I am. And that's all that I am. And what I am. Because I am what I am. So don't, spare me. You're trying to help me. I don't need help. I don't want help. I want coffee, and I want help figuring out why YouTube buries content. I want to know why YouTube isn't a level playing field for everybody. That's what I want to know. I want to know why preferential treatment is shown. Just the way this author wants to know why. Why must you make the women bad? How dare you? How dare you, says Brenna Cole, as we see Daenerys Targaryen, Willow, and of course, Rey. What would an article about a female character be without Rey? Nobody cares about spoilers for Doctor Strange 2 because it was trash. That movie put me to sleep more than Shang-Chi did.
Now I am just sick and tired.
I'm really tired of hearing from feminist writers that, you know, with their degrees they've spent money on and they're, you know, hundreds of $1,000s in debt, so they're bitter, and then they turn into cat ladies by the age of 27 because they've shaved half their head and basically told all men they're dogs and scum, and then wonder why they are growing old and they're alone with their cats. You know, that's the kind of person that complains about, oh my God, these female characters are so misrepresented and misused. It's stupid. But let's get into this article. In the 6th season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, longtime protagonist Willow Rosenberg gets addicted to magic and becomes one of the season's big bads. It's a controversial plotline for several reasons, but the most concerning is that it started a trend of heroic female characters suddenly going mad with power, grief, addiction, and becoming, however temporarily, the villain. The Dark Willow story arc has since appeared in popular shows, movies, and books.
This is very concerning.
This is the thing. Why is it a problem? If they're going to write these characters with redemption arcs eventually, why is that a problem? You know, why is that problematic for you to see a female character go bad? Why? Male characters, it happens all the time. But a female character, oh my God, the end of the world, holy shit, clutch your pearls. Some of the heroines who've gone down this path are, like Willow, magic users who get addicted to their craft. Nico Minoru from The Runaways, never seen it. Wanda Maximoff and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. While others are corrupted by power, Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones and Wanda again.
What?
That's kind of redundant.
Repeat?
That's kind of redundant. While neither happened to Star Wars Rey, it was definitely a possibility. See, and there's a straw man right there, because they teased in one scene Dark Rey, okay, in The Rise of Palpatine, which was a horrible Frankenstein's monster of a movie that basically was structured like a video game. You know, it was go get object and advance to next board. That was the basic plot of Rise of Soywalker. Sometimes these characters are redeemed, brought back to the light by friends or lovers or their own good sense. Other times, they meet a severe fate. And so what? If it serves the purpose of the story, that these are characters, okay? These are fictional characters. These characters are meant to be, you know, used to serve the story, the narrative, what the writer is trying to achieve. They're not immune to this simply because they have a gash.
He had me at gash.
They're not immune to this because they're females. I don't understand why that's... And okay, so let me say, I would be remiss if I didn't say female characters were, you know, often misused in stories in different times, but they're not. It's not like that anymore, you know. And if a female character is the bad, if she's the big bad, if she's the villain, if she's the protagonist or antagonist, I'm sorry, if she's the antagonist, so what? It's possible for a female character just to be evil. It's possible for a female character to have nefarious motivations based on her own, you know, personal goals and beliefs that weren't shaped by, you know, a negative interaction with a man or male character. That's tired. That's ridiculous writing. You know, she's talking about this being a writing trope, you know, making every female character's motivations be solely based on the fact that, you know, men bad is... Why is that entertaining? Who does that entertain? That entertains intersectional feminists with half their head shaved, 30 cats that smell like sweat, shame, and regret. That's who that represents.
I'm representing.
At the beginning of Buffy, Willow is depicted as a sweet, innocent bookworm. She's able to help Buffy Summers with researching and strategy, but she's hardly a fighter. She often messes up when she's getting started as a witch, but magic does make her feel like more of a valuable member of the Scoobies, and it helps her gain confidence in herself, something she desperately needs. Willow meets fellow witch Tara McClay in college and quickly falls for her. They spend a season and a half in love, doing increasingly impressive magic together. No issue there.
Fine by me.
When season 6 rolls around, though, Willow has become too reliant on magic, even casting spells to make Tara forget they'd argued. They break up, prompting Willow to get clean in hopes that Tara will trust her again. But shortly after they make up, Tara is shot and killed by Warren Mears. In response, Willow starts using magic destructively. She flays Warren alive and comes close to ending the world. Only Xander Harris can save her from herself. She actively works for redemption during Buffy's 7th and final season, while her friends forgive her. She even gets to have a truly heroic moment in the series finale, Chosen, activating potential slayers all over the world. Okay, here. Again, I don't know who wrote Buffy. I know Joss Whedon directed it. I don't know if he wrote and directed it or not. Like I said, I don't know much about the series Buffy. I really don't, other than the cast. But, so here it is right here. Her girlfriend, they break up, they make up, and then Tara's shot and killed by a man. Okay? So even here, this isn't just, she goes bad, She goes bad because of a man. She doesn't just go bad, she goes bad because a man killed her lover. Okay? So there it is again. This author, Brenna Cole, is saying that they just made her bad. They just made her bad. They made her bad because a man wronged her, of course, because, like I said, she can't just be bad. She has to be bad because of a man.
It's always a man.
Runaways, Nico is a practicing witch from the moment viewers meet her. Like Willow, she's explicitly Wiccan and seems even more spiritual for her. She turned to Wicca after the tragic death of her sister, Amy, and it brings her comfort. Her mother, Tina, gifts her a staff of one, a powerful magical implement, in the show's first season, and Nico quickly learns to use it. But as the series progresses, Nico starts to show signs of magic addiction. Alright, so where are we going with this one? When fighting, the skin around her eyes temporarily becomes cracked like the evil Caecilius in Doctor Strange. Magic begins to come between Nico and her friend. It particularly damages her relationship with her girlfriend, Carolina Dean. She even joins up with Morgan Le Fay and her coven during Runaways Season 3. And though Nico ultimately decries the evil witch and helps her friends fight her. Again, don't know if she was made bad because of an interaction with a man, but of course this character is a lesbian. Much like Willow. And that's another running theme with these. Oh, gotta be a lesbian. I don't know. I just, this whole thing is funny to me. I can't, this is why modern entertainment by and large sucks. House of the Dragon right now is a rarity because I haven't seen any Mary Sue-ish behavior from Rhaenyra Targaryen yet, who I like her character, I like her arc, and I like where she's going. Speaking of which, here's Daenerys Targaryen. While Daenerys doesn't practice magic, she falls into the same trope by the end of Game of Thrones. After 7.5 seasons of trying to do the right thing, she spends the series' last 3 episodes falling victim to the Targaryen curse of madness. She kills indiscriminately, forces her way into power, and generally behaves in ways that she'd sworn never to do. Unlike Willow and Nico, Daenerys never gets a chance to redeem herself. Jon Snow kills her to bring an end to her reign of terror. She dedicated herself to saving people from abuse and injustice, having experienced that herself, endured incredible loss, and met with criticism, whether she was too forgiving or too harsh. While she occasionally made severe choices, she actively tried to be a good person. But her 11th hour villainy apparently made a good plot twist. Okay, so I even had a problem with this one. Just because it was in the last season and they did not, this was Dan and Dave not knowing what they were doing. We've seen other channels cover the problem writing and how Game of Thrones kind of shit the bed in season, arguably 6, 7, and 8. All the way from the long night to Daenerys in her turn. I will say this, her turn to madness does fit with the Targaryen modus operandi. The Mad King, Aegon Targaryen, just killing indiscriminately. She destroyed King's Landing with, her dragons, which she slaughtered.
Slaughtered everybody.
Slaughtered the citizens. it was utterly a massacre, and it was unnecessary. But I mean, if you're going to make a character have a heel turn, then this was definitely the way to do it. I don't have a problem with them making her a villain. I have the problem with the timing of making her a villain. You know, it just seemed contrived. It did. This one seemed contrived. And I'm not saying that because, oh, Danny's different than any of these other characters, because she's not. She's not. She's just another fictional character.
Oh, it's not real. It's not real. It's not real.
But to make her this way, it was like I said, their writing wasn't good at all in the last 2 seasons. So, but to use this in this argument, this is about the only one that really fits to me.
Like a glove.
And of course, what would an article about female characters that nobody likes be without Rey from Star Wars? Rey began the Star Wars sequel trilogy as a protagonist, but like many of the other franchise heroes, she was a character who could go either way. She struggled with the rules of the Jedi Order and seemed affected by her relationship with Kylo Ren, which was made strictly for weirdos on Tumblr. Trailers for The Rise of Skywalker included a shot of her wielding a red lightsaber and wearing black robes, hinting she might turn to the dark side. She was also revealed to be a descendant of Emperor Palpatine, which was ridiculous, stupid, and horrible writing. Luckily, Dark Rey turned out to be a vision and not a reality, saving Rey from this trope. No, Rey was a Mary Sue, so she's already steeped in terrible writing tropes. And Wanda, one of my favorite characters in the MCU, and now not anymore.
But no more.
Most recently, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness includes Wanda becoming corrupted by the Darkhold, driven by grief over losing Vision and her sons, and another example of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's motherhood problem. She goes on a magic-fueled rampage through the universe, even trying to kill America Chavez to accomplish her goals. Wanda ultimately realizes the error of her ways, breaks free of the Darkhold, and dies in heroic sacrifice. But she spends most of the movie as a villain, despite Doctor Strange making equally questionable choices. Wanda in the comics eliminated, most of the mutants by saying no more mutants. She just said the words and eliminated them. But apparently, her being any kind of villain in this is a problem. It's problematic. And she doesn't have sons. They're imaginary. They're made up. She made them up. And oh no, she lost her sex robot. Oh my, oh God. So she can't just be a villain. We cannot have Wanda be a villain. She's a woman. This is a problem. And here it is right here. The fascination with corrupting female characters is unfortunate and often problematic. Problematic. If you use that word, you're problematic. You see what I did there? Especially when looking at it, which characters it affects. Willow and Nico are both queer characters. Oh no, they can't be evil and gay. And Willow's villain arc is driven by Tara being a victim of bury your gaze, the bury your gaze trope. That's why Batwoman would never kill any of the lesbians. Daenerys and Wanda are both framed as grieving mothers. They all experience loss and abuse. But while that adds tragedy and gravitas to a male character, it makes them sometimes and temporarily mad, and it's time for writers to stop relying on that trope. No, it's not. If you can write your characters however you want to write them, and it'll be up to the readers to judge that. But it doesn't matter if you make a female character a villain or not. They can be villainized just the same way that males can, unless you're an idiot.
Idiot!
Here's the author, Brenna Cole. She's a lifelong writer now working in movies and TV for CBR. Thanks to her retail experience, she's the person to ask when you need to fold sweatshirts or pick out the best eyeglasses. Educational background is English Lit, Creative Arts, Psychology, and received a master's degree in Library Science. Yeah, let's look at some of her other articles. Okay, is 2022 the year people start talking about periods in media? Jesus Christ, because that's what we need in our fiction. The MCU has a chance to do right by Trish Walker. Don't care. Miss Marvel showed how to weaponize privilege. Yeah, so this speaks volumes about the writer and what she's trying to do with this article, and it lets you know that there's ulterior motives here. This is not done because she cares so much. No, this is done for clicks. This is rage bait, and that's why I'm not really yelling and screaming, because I think it's disingenuous and it's stupid to say that you can't have evil females just because they're evil females. It has to be based on a male. No, you can make these characters bad. You can. It's fine. It's fine. But what do you guys think? Now it's your turn. Let me know in the comments below. Leave your thoughts there. If today's the day I've earned it. Please, folks, consider subscribing to the channel and ding the bell for notifications. Share the video. And that's it. I'll be back with another video soon. I'm Etepel Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all of you. If I don't see you, have a great day. A plus tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the next one.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
I could do this all day.